Yo, what's good, guys? Hope everything is going well. On today's Technical Tuesday, we're going to be doing a trade recap that I took on GN. I have a small piece running, but most of it I'm out. And so I thought it was fitting to do a trade recap. I took most of the profits off last night. So let's get right into it. Let's go over the technicals, because this mainly was a technical trade, right? The fundamentals kind of supported it, but just from a technical standpoint, it was a perfect trade. And honestly, I probably would have taken it just because of that. If the technicals look really good, and there's no strong fundamental bias, then I'll usually end up taking the trade. But yeah, guys, so let's get right into it. So here's the chart. So I usually start off by drawing zones. So let's just do that really quick. All right. So, and when I'm drawing my zones, I'm just trying to connect points, where price has reacted multiple times, right? On either as resistance or support, or hopefully both, right? You want to catch it when like a zone is more strong if it's acted as both support and resistance, not just one or the other, right? So we have this level here. We have this small little area. Looks like we have this area here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just lining these up. All right, so these are the main ones. This is all we really need. Now that we have our zones, let's do trend lines. And so for this, really the only things that mattered was, well, there's two main trend lines that made a difference. One was this channel here that we had. I'm just gonna make that black. So we had this beautiful channel here, which obviously price rejected off of, which was a nice confluence. But another trend line that sort of helped here was this one, right? Nice break retest. So automatically this area was a high probability sell, because we also had this moving average, as you can see it rejected off of, and we have this resistance area that it was also rejecting off of. And the last sort of icing on the cake, which was the reason that I took this sell, was Fibonacci. It was right below and rejecting off of the 38.2. And so this gave me all the confidence I needed to take the sell off of this rejection here. So my stop was, I would have liked to put my stop above this 200 moving average just to be safe, but that would be, it was almost like 200 pips, so that didn't make much sense. So I just did it like right above sort of this key level, so like 130 pip stop roughly. And then my final take profit was right here, because this is a strong level of support. And yeah, so price is more likely to stall out there, and so that's where we want to get out. So let's talk about how I managed the trade. Well, right off the bat, we had a strong sell, selling pressure, and so that was obviously good, right? Almost no drawdown for this trade. And then it hit this zone, and it sort of started, obviously coming back. So I did take partials. I took some partial profits there. right? Because at that point we were, 1.5, our risk. So I felt confident taking some partials there. I think it was maybe 30-40%. And then I moved my stop to break even at that point. And then as it came down here, getting closer to our, pretty close to our take profit area, I took another maybe 30-40% off. So most of the trade, was off. And then, right, because, okay, let's look at it from a risk reward standpoint, why I did this. So I could have waited and, maybe this thing would have hit the take profit. But if we're looking at it from a risk reward standpoint, let's say price was right here, right? In this case, this is our potential gain. You know what? Let me use this sell, actually. Hold on. So let's say price is right here, right? This is the potential gain, and this is the potential loss, right? That is an awful risk-reward ratio. So it makes more sense to take profits. Obviously, leave some running. It might hit TP or even go further, but you want to be mostly out of the trade if your risk-reward looks like this. This is not a good risk-reward, and so that's sort of how you have to think about it, right? Same thing, the reason why I took some partials here. Let's say price was right here. So this is our potential gain, and this is our potential loss, right? Still, it's not even 1-to-1. So it makes sense to take some partial profits there, right? So that's sort of how you have to think about it. Especially swing trading, it's so dynamic. Things are constantly changing, and so you have to adapt, and you have to secure profits when you get them. Now, that doesn't mean you need to hold your winners. Don't get me wrong. You need to hold your winners, but there's a balance, right? Just like with anything, there's a balance between fundamentals and technicals, risk and reward, and securing profits and letting winners run. There's a balance you got to find. So what I find is usually 1-to-1 or 1-to-1.5 risk reward. I'll usually start taking some partial profits, depending on the setup, of course, but roughly. And then, of course, at 2 times my risk, I'll take more partials usually. And of course, it depends on the chart as well. If there's a strong, support, it's not just once it hits 1.5, once it hits 2 times my risk. It's also depends on the chart, But yeah, like in this case right here, right, it was at support, and so that's when I decided to take partials. But yeah, guys, so that was basically the trade. In total, it was, 300 pips. So great trade. Good start to the week. And here, I'll just put it up right here. This was my entry. And yeah, so that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like this format. You can see my face. Or not. If I'm ugly, let me know too. I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great week. Stay safe, wash your hands. Peace.